Good morning, everyone. It's Kathy from True Crime Files. Hope you're all having a lovely day. Here in the UK, it's Mother's Day, and I've been really spoiled. I had a lovely meal out yesterday, and then I had some flowers and some homemade cakes, all wrapped up lovely, and some roses, which I always love. But anyway, enough of me. Um, I've got a story to bring today of a 72-year-old lady. Now, I know police have to be forceful, but I do believe they probably were a bit too much on the rough side. Let me say that. Um, I wouldn't treat a 72-year-old lady like this. I mean, she didn't do anything really nasty. Like, she didn't stab anybody, she didn't unalive anybody, she didn't abuse any children. All she had was a family dispute because she went to her sister's house and she wanted to see her brother. And for whatever reason, the sister wouldn't let her see her brother. So she kicks up a bit of a fuss. She apparently kicks the door after her sister closed it, and then she broke her mug on the porch. But unfortunately, while she was in the back of this vehicle, Yolanda took a turn for worse. The police weren't too sure what was happening, and it took them quite a few minutes before they decided to call for like emergency services, like an ambulance, for her to get medical help. And unfortunately, after going to hospital and being put on life support, she passes away. And I'll let you see what happens. So I will play the video now for you.
Yolanda Ramirez. She was a 72-year-old grandmother, a retired public health worker with 30 years of service, and a woman who had spent her entire life doing things the right way. On September 26, 2025, she did something as simple as showing up to take her brother to a doctor's appointment, and she never came home. What happened to Yolanda Ramirez in broad daylight, in front of witnesses, and on camera, is something that is going to leave you absolutely speechless.
Number one.
Hi, I need someone at Drive.
What's going on?
I have an unwanted person here trying to take my brother to the doctor when I'm his responsibility. She's just out here harassing kids.
And who is this person?
My sister.
Sorry, guys. I don't know if you could hear me talking properly, but I just realised my microphone was way away from me. It's one of those days, really is. While I've got you, can you please like and subscribe to my channel? It really helps me out on the YouTube's algorithms. And the more people that subscribes, then my videos are shown to a much wider audience. And if you fancy buying me a coffee, the details are all at the bottom. And if you have any cases you would like me to cover, please email me. The email's also scrolling across the bottom.
Your
sister?
She does not live here.
Okay.
She doesn't live here. Get away from the door.
Let me send officers to you. Give me 1 second, okay, ma'am? Stay on the line.
Yeah, I just need an officer. Drive.
Okay, and who's your sister?
Get over there and get out of my presence. Go sit down.
I don't want her to get in trouble.
Hello, police.
Hi.
Hi.
Look, I'm his sister.
Yeah, okay. Can you do me a favor and just go wait out at the sidewalk, please?
Get off alone first.
Okay.
Hi. She just broke.
Okay. Let's go.
an accident.
Get back.
All right, let's
That's
go
not
inside.
an accident. I
Okay,
got a little
let's all go inside,
Get
please.
back inside. He said.
Okay.
Get back
It's
inside.
really
He
rude,
said.
isn't it?
Yeah, but leave my sister alone.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to everyone about what happened, okay?
Do you want to just wait on the sidewalk for me?
Huh?
Do you want to just wait on the sidewalk for me? Is it your
On
car
the
right here?
sidewalk?
Yeah, right here by your car.
That's not an accident.
Why?
I got a little
I'm right here. I'm not doing anything to her.
I understand that, but she's called the police. So
I know,
we're
but
just
let
trying-
me tell you, she is crazy. She's a nut.
I know. But
She won't let him out.
let's go talk on the sidewalk by your car. Not saying that we're not going to talk.
If you notice on her right arm, she has that disc there. She's got diabetes. And we all know diabetic people have to be careful, especially probably hot weather. You got to drink more. You got to make sure you eat at certain times and take your medicines at the right times as well.
To file a vandalism,
So, with regards to what?
she
This
grabbed
is
my
so
cup and threw it
funny.
on the floor. She kicked my door.
She wants to file a report because her sister broke her mug after she threw the coffee at the plants. How ridiculous to get someone arrested over a broken mug. It is pathetic.
Okay, so let's look at the door. Okay. Yeah, there's no damage to the door.
And she threw this, and my cup, see it over there? It's all broken. I had a cup of coffee right here.
Okay.
She grabbed it and threw it right there.
Okay.
And she's kicking my door.
So kicking the door isn't damage, but yes, I see that the cup is broken, and if that's really what you want to do, then we can do that.
I would
But-
like that.
Okay, so the way that works, because I wasn't present when that occurred,
I'm so sorry.
in order for there to be sort of legal action taken regarding that, you would be placing her under citizen's arrest. I accept that citizen's arrest, and that's how that ends up getting addressed. Based on how much is the cup worth?
Probably about $12.
Yeah. So for a $12 cup, I think it's very unlikely that criminal charges will ultimately actually be filed. But if that's,
I just want something on record.
no, so it's all on record. The fact that you guys called and all that, it's all logged with our dispatch. So there's no problem with record.
One.
Mm-hmm.
And you're my brother. I want to see you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Were you like banging on the door or anything like that?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you kicking on it? or
Huh?
anything? Kicking on it? Or
No, I was not kicking on it. Not with
Huh?
sandals.
Just gotta ask, gotta
No.
ask. Okay.
I said, come on. And she's there on the door, and he says, move. I wonder, why are you doing this to me?
Okay. Okay.
She's going to change her doctor. And I said, no, I'm not.
Okay. Okay. Do you have an ID on you?
Yes, I do. Why?
Because they couldn't find. She called, and they couldn't find a match on you, so they didn't. They had.
Oh,
no,
like I'm a felon or
no,
something?
no,
She is.
no. If
She
you were,
calls everybody a narcissist, and look who's acting like
if you
that.
were a felon, you'd already be in handcuffs. That's all. I just.
Well,
wanna-
that's why I said, why
I just-
are you calling the
I
cops?
just want to make sure that I have every person identified. So, like, obviously, your brother lives here, right, with her, and you're trying to help him out. So,
Yes.
obviously, this whatever this is, if it's not fixed, it's going to continue to happen, and the
Yes.
police are going to continue to be called. So, we want to know who we're coming to see and who we're coming to contact. That's it. That's all. Because the whatever information that she provided of you, your name and all that kind of stuff, they just couldn't find a match. So that
Oh, what was she saying about me?
nothing. They just said she said your name was Yolanda something, and they just couldn't find your match. They couldn't find your ID. That's it.
Wow. I just don't know what she.
What's your last name?
Ramirez. I'm
Ramirez.
married.
Okay. And it's Yolanda.
Yes.
What's your date of birth?
You know, I just want to see my brother.
Okay. I'm just asking you for your date of birth
Yeah, for what?
so that I can figure out who you are.
Oh my God, I've lived here all my life. Why all of a sudden you're interested? And
All of a sudden, I'm interested because someone called 911.
she's crazy.
Okay,
is
and
what I'm saying.
I understand that that's what you're saying, but my partner is talking to her. We
Yes.
just want to know who we're talking to.
Well, I'm Yolanda Ramirez.
What is your date of birth?
What? Did you ask her date of birth?
She called 911. She provided that information to my dispatchers. And the information that she provided for
All right,
you
I
was
can
not
call
right.
911 too then.
Or you
I
could
will
just
do
give
that.
me your date of birth.
It's in May.
Okay, May what?
Forget it. Jeez.
What's your date of birth?
I don't have to give you that.
How old are you?
72.
You don't want to give me the date.
Why, you're going to give me a present?
You just want to be difficult?
No, I don't want to be different.
I must admit, I like her wit, but you know, I don't know why she didn't just give the police officer a date of birth. And I think this is how I would react if I was arrested or being detained over a silly misunderstanding with family members. And I'd be really annoyed that my sister, if I had a sister, you know, I'd be really angry if my sister called the police on me when at the end of the day, all I wanted to do was take my brother to the doctor's appointment or to visit my brother. You know, there's no hardship in that, is there?
But I don't want to be interrogated either.
I'm not.
All I
interrogating
wanted to do was see my
Yolanda,
brother.
Yolanda, am I interrogating you? I've literally, I've asked you.
Me a question.
I asked you what happened.
Yes, and I told you what happened.
Okay.
All right. So we're done.
No, we're not done. I'm just trying to identify you. Like I said, and you agreed with just now, he lives here with her. You want to see your brother? If you guys can't figure it out,
I have a key for the house and she kicked me out.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, if you still want to continue to see your brother and he lives here with her, this incidents, they're not going to get solved unless you guys have a conversation. And I have a feeling that the police are going to be.
I can't have a conversation with her. She is crazy in the head.
Okay. And I have a feeling that the police are going to get called more times.
By me, probably.
Okay, so when you call the cops next time, are you going to give them your date of birth?
Yes.
Okay. Do you live in Brentwood?
Yes, I do.
What's your address?
Why?
Because again, I'm still just trying to identify you.
Oh my God. This is not, it doesn't feel like you're doing that.
By asking me your date of birth and your address?
I'm leaving.
Okay, hold on. Beachman, do you need her? She's trying to leave. She's trying to leave.
Didn't work, so I'm going to file a restraining order.
Yeah, I think that that's probably appropriate. I mean, we talked about it before, and I think that especially now that this is an ongoing thing, that it's very clear that you guys aren't getting along. So there's no reason for her to be around you, which means there is a good. What's that? Wait a minute.
What?
No. Okay, you are not free to go. You are not free to go. You're about to get arrested if you don't stop. Please sit down over here.
Why am I going to be arrested?
Okay, because now
because I want to see my brother.
Because now you're impeding an investigation. All right. So there are allegations of crimes that have happened. If you don't sit down right now, go sit down right now. Otherwise, you're going to get arrested.
Stop.
Okay.
Handcuffs, Yolanda?
I am about to arrest you, ma'am. Please stop.
Please don't
Okay,
do
you're
that.
under arrest now.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Please.
Okay. Please put your hands behind your back.
No.
You've now.
God, why are you doing this?
Okay, you are doing this, not her.
I'm not doing
Yes, you are.
anything.
Stop.
Keep your arm behind your back. Okay. I don't want to hurt you.
You
Please,
are hurting
then
me.
leave your hand behind
My
your back.
brother is-
We're way past that,
Yeah, we're-
Yolanda.
You're now going to jail. You are now going to jail, ma'am.
Let me go. I'm
No,
gonna
you're
call
going to
my
jail.
husband.
No, you're going to jail now.
Why am I going to be arrested?
Because now
Because I want to see my brother.
because now you're impeding an investigation. All right. So there are allegations of crimes that have happened. If you don't sit down
What
right
crimes
now,
here?
go sit
What
down
did I
right now.
do?
Otherwise,
Just
you're
go
going to
sit
get
down.
arrested.
Do you want to
Stop.
be put in handcuffs, Yolanda?
I am about to arrest
Oh
you.
my
ma'am.
God.
Stop.
Please don't
Okay,
do
you're
that.
under arrest now.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Please.
Please put your hands behind your back.
No.
You've now-
God, why are you doing this?
You're doing this,
Stop.
not
I'm
her.
not doing
Yes, you are.
anything.
Stop.
Keep your arm behind your
No.
back. I don't want to hurt you.
You
Please,
are hurting
Then
me.
leave your hand behind
My
your back.
brother is-
Oh, we're way past that,
Yeah, we're-
Yolanda.
You're now going to jail. You're now going to jail, ma'am.
Let me go. I'm
No,
gonna
you're
call
going to
my
jail.
husband.
No, you're going to jail now, ma'am.
Let me go. I'm
No,
gonna
you're
call
going to
my
jail.
husband.
No, you're going to jail now.
God, Really gonna do
She
this?
didn't do this. You did this.
No, yes, you did.
You
Let
did
me
this.
Close my door.
No, that's getting towed.
No, it's not. God,
She
Stop
didn't do this.
it.
You did this.
no, I didn't. I was just trying to help my
No,
brother.
you're trying to leave while we're trying to conduct an investigation. But now you've made choices where this is what happened.
God, you are really gonna
She didn't do anything. Sit down.
let me go.
No, you're not going. You're under arrest. You were given more than...
Leave
Hey,
my stuff
no.
alone.
Stop it.
Stop.
I don't want to hurt you. You need to stop.
Stop. Stop.
Are you able to clear and start that way?
God damn.
Stop.
Let me get my stuff.
No.
I have most of the stuff on there already.
Please stay back. Please stay back. She's going to jail. No. Get in the car. Yolanda, get in the car.
I didn't
Get in the
do
car.
anything.
Get in the car.
Ow!
Get in the car. Get in the car. Stand up. Get in the car. Car. Please stay back. Please get up and get in the back of the car. You've made choices already that have landed
I
you here.
did not make any choices.
Get up and get in the back of the car.
You do not need
Yolanda, get up and get in the car. Yolanda, get up. And, are you going to get up in the car?
If you let me go, I will.
No, you're not getting up. You're not going to go. You need to get up and get in the car. Otherwise, I'm going to pick you up and put you in
Go
there.
back to the house, both of you.
Get up and get in the car. Otherwise, I'm going to lift you up.
I hope those two people don't go back to the houses because they are classed as extra witnesses here.
And put you in the car. I don't want to do that.
Let me call
Both of
my
us are likely to
husband
get
and I
hurt
will
that
get
way.
in the car.
No, that you're under arrest. You're going to jail. You can make phone calls
I
after you've
can
been
make
booked.
a phone call.
Yeah, after you've been booked, yes. But as it sits, you need to get in the car now. Get up and get in the car. Pick your legs up and get in the car.
Yolanda.
Please talk me and I'll get in. God, I've never been.
Seatbelt.
Come on, please.
Okay.
Oh my God, I have claustrophobia.
Did you notice that her feet were touching the inside of the door as he was shutting the door? So pretty much he was ramming the door against her feet, which her feet are connected to her legs and vice versa, you know, so it can cause damage. It may not look a lot, but you know, you never know. She might suffer some damage to her feet or her hips, even because the force from the door being pushed onto your feet, everything goes up to your hip ways. So I don't think they should have done that with her, you know, given her age and that. I know she was being a bit difficult and that, but I'm sure there was another way this could have been handled.
Want me to get a bag?
Yeah, that's fine. Get up and get in the car. Otherwise, I'm going to lift you up and put you in the car. I don't want to do that.
Let me call
Both of
my
us are likely to
husband
get
and I
hurt
will
that
get
way.
in the car.
No, that you're under arrest. You're going to jail. You can make phone calls
I
after you've
can
been
make
booked.
a phone call.
Yeah, after you've been booked, yes. But as it sits, you need to get in the car now. Get up and get in the car. Okay, I'm going to start lifting up on your arms, and you need to get up. You need to get up, otherwise you're going to get hurt.
Ow! Stop, please.
Get up.
Ow!
Get up. Get up.
Get in the car.
Get in the car.
I'm
Ow!
gonna go around the other side.
Pick your legs up and get in
Get in
the
the car, Yolanda.
Please uncuff me and I'll get in. God, I've never been. Come on, please. Oh my God, I have claustrophobia.
I'm gonna get your camera going.
I mean, you expect that to be done to a younger person, but not someone that's 72 years old. I mean, she's someone's mum, mother, sister, grandma. As you can see, she's trying to get the cuffs off. But she's starting to not look very well, if you notice.
Can you please uncuff me now?
No, you're going to jail in handcuffs. You can't do that. You can't do what you did. And we'll talk more in a minute.
I need a drink of water and I have one in my car.
You can get all that stuff once you're at jail.
Next week. Right. We have the tow expedited. We may have other family members showing up. You want to have something? No problem.
Can someone stand by near her both to monitor her and in case family shows up? Okay, so this is the citizen's arrest form that I was starting to talk about before we were interrupted. So this is basically signing this is saying that you're arresting her for breaking your $12 coffee mug.
It sounds awful when you say it like that.
I mean, it is what it is. And honestly, were it not for her demeanor and other stuff, I would probably strongly encourage otherwise.
Okay, then.
But because of her choices, things are kind of set in motion at this point.
Yeah, if that wouldn't have happened, I probably would have done this, but that's far beyond. And
Okay. So now you're saying that you don't want to arrest her for vandalizing your coffee mug?
she would have been arrested on that.
Yeah. That's what I was describing. What I was explaining.
No, she's on. I mean, I just wanted her to get a message. What do you? I'm going to ask for your opinion.
Well, so
And that is why Yolanda was put in handcuffs, because her sister wanted her arrested for breaking a $12 mug. I understand some people haven't got a lot of money. I quite understand that, because I've often gone into a shop and seen a really lovely mug for like £5, and I think I haven't got a fiver to spare. So, I do get it, but I'm sure she's got more than one mug. I can always live without buying a new mug, and I like buying new mugs. Hence why I got Buy Me a Coffee. So when someone buys me a coffee, I can put it in a nice mug. But no one's brought me a coffee at the moment. So I don't think anyone likes the videos I'm bringing to them. So feel free to buy me a coffee. You can put whatever amount you want, even if it's $1 if you're out of the UK, or £1 if you're in the UK. Any amount is better than. I'm more than grateful, and I really, really am. So I'll carry on now.
I can't give you legal advice or anything like that. I mean,
I understand that.
Everyone's personal situation and opinion and circumstances are different. Historically, typically when people have sort of family type disputes, most of the time minor crimes people tend to overlook usually, but sometimes at some point it reaches a stage where okay, enough is enough. Someone's not going along with things, not getting the message, and then people will oftentimes take a stand on things like that. So it's kind of whatever your thoughts are regarding that. I'm going to document the vandalism regardless, one way or
that's
the
good
other.
enough right there.
Okay.
Notice how ill she's starting to look now. And plus, she's been in a car that's probably really hot. I don't know if they turned on air conditioner for her, but they certainly didn't let her have any more water when she asked for it.
What are you messing with here? What? What are you touching right here? Okay, what's your name?
Yolanda.
Yolanda, you need to step out of the car, okay? Yolanda, you need to get out of the car. Yolanda, you need to get out of the car. Okay? Come on, step out of the car. Okay, slide your right leg out of the car, Yolanda. Yolanda, you need to get out of the car. Step out of the car. There you go. Slide over. Come on. Yolanda, get out of the car. Well, you gotta step out of the car. You gotta move. Come on.
Get out of the car, please.
Yolanda, you need to get out of the car.
Notice how she's breathing really rapidly. You can see her stomach going in and out with each breath she's taken. And I'm in disbelief how long it's taken the officers to realize how poorly this lady is.
What's wrong? Yolanda, what's wrong? Huh? Hello? You have to step out of the car. Come on. Come on, Yolanda.
Move your leg and get out of the car. Yolanda, get out of the car.
Is she on drugs or anything?
No. Yolanda,
Yolanda, exit the car.
come on.
I just feel so sorry for her.
I don't know if this is fake.
I don't know what it is.
Yolanda, open your eyes. Can you get out of the car? What's going on? You don't feel good?
X4.
Yeah. Medical. We're gonna get you an ambulance, okay?
You start code 3 medical our way for an unknown issue with our female.
Can you sit up? That might help your breathing. Here, sit up. Just sit up. That might help your breathing. So you can expand your lungs.
She's conscious. She's not very responsive. X4, she's conscious, but she's not responding to us.
Yolanda,
sit up.
can you sit up?
You can feel the air in there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She's super sweaty right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I know.
Hey, are you diabetic or anything like that?
Yes, I am.
Okay. X4 might be a diabetic issue.
Can you sit up so that you can breathe easier?
Hey, was she combative?
No.
No. If I take her out of handcuffs, do you think it would be an issue?
I mean, she tried to get away.
Okay.
So
Yolanda,
I would say no.
when's the last time you took your medication? Yolanda. Yolanda, when's the last time you took your medication?
10.
Huh?
10?
10?
This morning?
If I unhandcuff you, can you fix yourself in the car?
I think the way she is, she's like weak all the way down her left side. And as later they said, it's probably a stroke. They're not too sure. But if that was me, I know I've had nursing experience, but if I saw a person in the back of a car like that, And I would automatically, go and check sort of like the breathing, check, their reactions and things for all the stroke symptoms. But these officers obviously are not trained enough in it, but I believe they should be trained. And for that police officer, the lady saying no, not to let her out of handcuffs, I think is really bad. This case is so bad all over, and that the way she's treated, this is probably being brought on by stress, and that, and the manhandling, as I call it. I just feel really, really sorry for her. And I hope her sister is feeling really guilty. I really hope she is feeling guilty.
All right, sit up, Yolanda.
Sit up. We'll take the handcuffs off.
Yolanda, I need your help. I need. Okay.
Cool,
I get
Yolanda.
one. I get one. She's super sweaty right now.
I know. Well, she did resist a little bit.
Yeah.
That's natural.
No, it's not natural to be sweaty for resistant a little
What kind
bit.
of diabetes do you have, Yolanda? Yeah, pull her left arm out.
Will you pull her up a little bit?
Yeah, give me a second. Let me
Yeah.
secure this. Sit up, Yolanda.
Yolanda, here, pull your arm out from behind you.
Pull your arm out.
Yolanda, can you pull your arm out? Sunglasses.
Oh, that's what she's not doing?
Yeah.
She's been searched, right?
Yeah,
See if I can get up.
as much as we could.
Come on. Don't go. You don't need to go in your pockets, Yolanda. Okay, don't give me a reason to put you back in handcuffs. I'm trying to check your
Everything
pulse.
out of the pockets. Just don't know if we got the. Is
Okay,
the AC
just
up
relax.
all the way?
It's up all the way, yeah. Okay, you're just gonna sit there and relax, okay? Did you eat anything today? Can you sit up, Yolanda? Can you sit up? What are you trying to do, Yolanda?
I just feel so sorry for her. No compassion or empathy at all for her. The officers, that is, not me. They're not showing. The officers are not showing no empathy, compassion, care, or anything to her. Bless her. I will be following this story later to see if any actions taken against the police officers.
Yeah, She was she like acting out pretty good when you were trying to detain her?
She just tried to leave.
Oh.
And then when we were trying to detain her, she wouldn't get in the car. She dropped her knees.
Okay.
It was real passive
Right.
resistance.
But she was like alert, talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
She was screaming. You heard the radio.
Oh yeah, I heard the radio. Yeah.
And also, I just thought you would have thought her sister would have come out to see her. You know, her sister must be either peeking outside, you know, through a crack of the front door or through a window. You know, the officers have clearly been here for a while now before the emergency services turn up. And her sister's nowhere to be seen at the moment. I don't know what happens afterwards. I only saw some of this and I thought I need to get this story out. Right, I've got my dog that wants to come in.
She was just, I tried to get her out to transport her to this truck. She's like, it's cold in here. I mean, the air's on. Super sweaty. I mean, she's dripping sweat. So she says, I can see she's got the little, little contact thing on her arm. Yeah, little monitor. So she says she's diabetic. So. All right.
See, and they're still going ahead to recover our truck.
And we'll be releasing her. We're not going to be maintaining custody. Well, not even that. Just be release detention only, essentially.
Yolanda was placed on life support following her arrest on September 26, 2025, in Brentwood, California. The 72-year-old had gone to pick up her brother for a medical appointment when an argument broke out with her sister, who called the police. What followed led to her hospitalization and ultimately her death on October 3, 2025. Two autopsies reached very different conclusions. The county coroner ruled her death as natural causes, citing a stroke with contributing conditions, while an independent autopsy commissioned by her family ruled the manner of death as homicide, linking it to blunt force trauma to the head and torso as well as asphyxiation as a result of police restraint. Her family is now calling on the Contra Costa District Attorney's Office to file charges against the officer involved, and has also filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against the city of Brentwood. As of now, the DA's investigation remains open with no criminal charges filed.
Right,
I'm about to show you the
I just got another one to show you. So please write in the comments what you think about, you know, Yolanda's treatment and things. I do read the comments and reply to the comments as well. I just think it's atrocious. I really do. Yeah, she was a bit mouthy. I mean, who wouldn't? You know, she's obviously was stressed because her sister called the police in the first place and her sister prevented her from seeing her brother. So, you know, she's going to have a lot of stress built up. And then with the police being brought on the scene as well, I don't think she should have been treated the way she was. And the police should know, you know, the act fast symptoms for strokes. We do here in the UK. I don't know about California. Might be a bit different there. But I got another one to show you. Let me put it full screen. I think this, oh gosh, it stops me. A minute. Stop. I need to make it smaller because I need to add it to stage. Bear with me. Share screen. This one. I'll play it back from the beginning. And I'll make it bigger. Come on then, play.
We are following the story of Yolanda Ramirez, who died in October after an encounter with Brentwood police. Her family is now demanding that the police body camera footage be released. ABC 7 News reporter Ansar Hassan joins us live from the Brentwood Police Department, where a rally ended a short time ago. Ansar.
Yeah, Karina, the family says that the Brentwood Police Department still hasn't given them a copy of.
No, what happened there then? Let me try oh, there we go. It might be their end. An error's occurred. Gosh. If not, I'll have to try and see if I can find another one. Let's see if it happens again.
We are following the story of Yolanda Ramirez, who died in October after an encounter with Brentwood police. Her family is now demanding that the police body camera footage be released. ABC 7 News reporter Ansar Hassan joins us live from the Brentwood.
No, it's not having it, is it? It might be StreamYard itself.
Police department, where a rally ended a short time ago. Ansar.
If not, I can see if I can read it to you guys. No. So, let me find it. It might be in their end. Let me just copy that. A minute. Let's see if I can find. Copy thing. Let's try. If not, I'll do another one. A minute. Family of Yolanda Ramirez. IRA wanting answers. Just put it that way. See if I can find another one. Videos, all news. Right, let's play some of this. A minute, let me go back to the studio because I need to remove. And nope, remove. Let's stop screen on that one. Share screen. Sorry about this, guys. That one.
Formalities. Can we have you begin your first stating and spelling your first and last name and title, please?
Melissa Nold, MELISSA, NOLD, civil rights attorney, attorney for the family. So this morning at 11, we were, the family met with the interim police chief and the city attorney to watch an edited version of some of the footage that was available. Sort of concerningly, they had us, instead of coming here to beautiful City Hall, they had us meet him at the wastewater treatment, sort of on the edge of town. And so sort of started the day off on sort of the bad foot, I guess you could say. Everybody came in and didn't really tell us anything other than they would only show it to us once. And then they proceeded to show us a video that obviously had been put together most likely by a PR firm, where there were sort of captions explaining what they are saying happened at the time. And then clips of body cameras mixed in with the 911 call, and then some of the in-car camera footage. And it confirmed what the second autopsy reported. It confirmed what all the witnesses reported, that her head was struck on the car after they were trying to force her into the car, and that her head was struck again after the officer dragged her into the car, and then he was shoving her.
I must admit, I only saw the feet being shoved, the door against the feet. I didn't see her head actually being hit by a door or anything.
Feet were sticking out. He's trying to close the car door with her feet still extended, and she doesn't know, she's face down, no way to correct that herself. And he keeps shoving, and her body forces up forward toward the other side of the car. And then they left her there with their intention to leave her face down after having struck her head. her willpower worked her way back up into her seat, even though she was handcuffed, managed to get herself into some of the seating position. And then her medical condition obviously starts to deteriorate. She's sweating. She's not looking well. She seems to be kind of in and out of it. And then Officer Peachman came back and she asked him for water. She needed some water. He told her no. He wasn't going to give her any water. She'd get that in jail. They closed the door again on her. And then some minutes later, 10 or 15 minutes later, another officer came over and they were trying to get her to get out of the car and she just couldn't. And you could tell that at that point she was in a sort of a disoriented state. She couldn't hold her head up. And they still, the female officer still insisted on keeping her in her handcuffs, which somehow she's considered a flight risk, even though she's obviously medically unwell and she needed to have that, the constriction of the handcuffs removed. And so we didn't see the end of the video. They didn't show us when she was removed from the car, what happened after that. But the last parts that we were able to see is her sort of reaching out to something or to someone kind of over and over. They're just kind of standing there, not providing her aid. They don't get her out of the car to lay her down. You just keep seeing her reaching, like she's trying to get something or go somewhere. And then that's the end of what we saw. We didn't get a chance to see them carry her out of the car, what condition she was in, or how that potentially got worse. But it's exactly what all the witnesses told us. We were able to see all the different components. She was down on the ground on her knees. She struck her head multiple times. There's abusive treatment of her. And so very incredibly difficult day for the family. And wildly unnecessary to make them wait these 5 months to show us something that they've had this whole time. And we strongly believe that the reason why they conceal these videos all of this time is how bad this looks. Even their edited videos of this are just dramatic and sickening, and every possible law enforcement training and procedure, everything was done wrong. Every single thing that you look at, why would you do that? It was all misstep after misstep. And then after she was obviously medically unwell and they were going to release her, the officer goes back and tries to get her sister to sign a citizen's arrest form, which she said no, because it wasn't what she was trying to get to begin with. She wanted to please come defuse the situation.
Before I forget, when she was finally taken out of the car, police vehicle, what was that location?
So they were still right in front of, they were like 2 houses down from the original location. We didn't see her get out of the car. They didn't show us the footage. The last footages that we could see is when she can't keep her head up. She's obviously not able to help herself get out. And then you see the tow truck drive up, and then the fire ambulance right after the tow truck, and then it kind of cuts off from what we can see. The last thing we see is her reaching.
So just remind me for the timeline. She was then
showed us they did not tell anybody that she had a head injury, which is consistent with what we believe, because when she got to the hospital, they did not know that she had a head injury. The family had to figure that out and kind of backtrack.
So Melissa, tell us what you saw. I mean, we know that the autopsy report, the independent autopsy report, said blunt force trauma to the head. Did you see that happening? Describe where that happened in that video.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exactly what he told us. And we only knew from witnesses that there may have been some contact at the outside, the sort of the interior doorway of the car. And so you see her being kind of, looks like propelled forward. The witnesses said that he was shoving her. You see her head hit sort of the inside of the door, where the V of the door. You hear her hit something and it's like a loud, something that hits metal. You hear.
I'm going to have to go back and watch that after I finish recording, because I've watched that twice today, once on my own and once with you guys. And I honestly didn't see her head being hit, but I could be totally wrong. I really could be totally wrong. But we'll listen to this. I haven't listened to this bit. I only found this up after searching for some images of Yolanda.
Here would have been her forehead area hit that. She has some bruising consistent with that. And then once they dragged her into the car face down, when the other officer closes the door. So that's not where the contact came. The contact came when he was shoving the door closed with her legs still sticking out of it, trying to basically push her forward. And you see her body lurch forward into the other door, which is consistent with the injuries that she had here. And then also there was a fracture at the base of her skull, which would be explained by the compression of her head, being shoved into that door.
This is not a young person. This is talk about the handling.
Wow, she actually had a fracture to her bottom of her skull. So obviously, the police were at fault here. I hope they can compensate the family. But at the end of the day, this is all down to her sister's fault for calling the police in the first place. And I know she might have been a pest to her sister, but, she doesn't deserve this, not in my opinion. And my opinion's my opinion. Other people will have different opinions to me. But I really felt sorry for Yolanda, and I feel sorry for her family as well. I just lost for words.
Of a senior, a 72-year-old woman.
Well, and this was in a situation where she wasn't obviously an elderly person. She had a full head of gray hair. She was, physically appeared to be an elderly person. You're supposed to deal with an elderly person with the understanding that they're fragile, right? And that the force that you would use on somebody who's 30 in great condition is very different than what you would use for a person of that age. To give no consideration she's down on the ground, they're telling her to get up. She's down on the ground in handcuffs. Like, how is she supposed to propel herself back up onto her feet? There was no consideration for her age. There was no consideration for where they knew at that point you could see the medication thing for her diabetes on. There was no consideration for her having medical conditions that were known to them at the time because it was visible with her short sleeve, shirt on. So it's just the treatment of any elder always has to be with the understanding that the person is more delicate. But this would have been egregious if she'd have been a 30-year-old person to slam her head on something and not get her medical care and shove the person in to the point that they've struck their head multiple times in one incident. And to not tell medics, to not get her medical care. And then even when she's telling her, I need water, right? That was she's diabetic. I need water. No, you get it when you get to jail. So all of those things together, it was cruel. It was oppressive. It was just one of the worst things I've ever seen, actually worse than what I was expecting to see. We weren't sure how much would actually be documented. Sometimes the body camera is ajar and you can't really see what's going on, but you can see and hear all the physical injuries that are exactly consistent with the second autopsy and all of the witnesses' statements.
What do you want to happen here? What do you think should happen?
I think officers should be prosecuted. I think that particularly Officer Peachman, who struck her head multiple times.
Please email me. I will try and keep on interrupting you all, but I just think of things, as I say, otherwise if I wait to the end of the video, I forget what I was going to tell you guys. But please drop me a message down below what you think of this story.
First by force, the second time by a different type of force, by shoving her legs in. If she's laying face down and she's close to the door, what does he think is going to happen to her body when he propels her forward, right? He's going to continue to propel her towards the door. But you see him, he's struggling with the door. He's pushing against her, to get her to. So to me, it's more than sufficient to charge him. This is a homicide. It's been ruled a homicide by the second autopsy, and he can be charged. He can and needs to be charged with that. We also want them to initiate a coroner's inquest. If they didn't do anything that was a homicide, then let the jury of Contra Costa County residents make that determination. And so we're hoping that those two things can happen as soon as possible.
So you had mentioned that there was violation of police code and ethics and whatnot. Can you give us you explain some, but you're a civil rights attorney, can you give us some concrete examples of where the officers may not have followed protocol?
Sure. I used to be a police officer, so I actually haven't done the training. We stay up to speed so that we know when people have made mistakes. So from the very onset, the female officer just really had no control of the situation. She was just kind of like, oh no, she wasn't explaining things properly. She wasn't, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. And when she's over to the driver's side of her car, instead of saying, Ms. Ramirez, you're not allowed to leave, she goes, oh, she's fleeing. All she would have needed to do was assert herself. She's a police officer too. Ma'am, you're not allowed to leave. We're investigating a crime. You're not free to go. But she didn't. Nobody told, until they were pulling on her arms, nobody even told her that she wasn't free to leave. And so that's where the de-escalation part comes in. You have to give full, clear commands to people of what you expect from them. She's not a police officer. She doesn't know what she's allowed to do or not do until somebody tells her. And so at the offset that, the way that they handcuffed her, they claim that they double locked her handcuffs, but the dig marks in her arms suggest that, that they probably weren't actually properly double locked. Having a person of that age that you're pushing, she was wearing a sandal, like a Birkenstock sort of style. Why would you be pushing a person who's an elderly person, more likely to lose their footing, and so kind of pushing her down, pushing her towards the police car? Those are all things that you wouldn't do procedurally. If you need a person to cooperate, you say, I need you to lift up your right leg and we're going to help you into the car. They didn't do any of that. They decided once after they hit her head and she hit the ground that somehow she was being combative or uncooperative when she was injured and slumped down onto the ground. So at every corner, leaving her face down, handcuffed, that is wildly against every sort of police training. There's something called positional asphyxiation that happens if you leave a handcuffed person face down. And so the officers have been trained to not do that since at least 2008. So that's like long-term training that everybody gets because it's dangerous. And so to intend to leave her like that, like I said, she wiggled herself back up into somewhat of a seated position, but to not put her in a safe seated position with a seatbelt on to keep her there is, created the situation where she's having to some degree exhaust herself, right, to try to get herself up so she could have air, to leave her there unattended. And when a person asks you for water, you see a person's drenched in sweat. That car has air conditioning. So in theory, it's cool in the car. If a person is drenched in sweat, that's a medical emergency. When somebody asks you for water, you should be getting them the ambulance. It was another maybe 30 minutes before she got any sort of medical attention. And so like at every opportunity, you also wouldn't, to get a person's legs into a police car, you would get them wiggled just into a seated position. You wouldn't just slam the door until you could manage to just body them across the car. So pretty much every time there was an opportunity to make a decision, they went against long-term training and tactical maneuvers that are in place to keep both the officers and people safe. And had they followed pretty much any of those things, that we believe she'd still be alive today.
I appreciate that. You described a scene that sounds pretty horrific. This is the redacted version.
Yes.
So what do you think maybe they may have left out? What are any concerns about? It sounds like you have enough to prove what you want with this version, but concerns that this is an edited version and not the full thing. And will you try to get that?
Yeah, and so during litigation, we get everything unredacted end to end. We get every bit of everything. But I think that from the time that she was obviously having severe medical distress, I think the video after that and how they treated her after that, and her handling was probably really egregious. Because why not show it when you know that there were questions about what was told to the EMTs? Did they lie to the EMTs? Is that what they want to hide? Because when the EMTs come, they're going to go, hey, what's going on? Right? Do they go, oh, we don't know what's going on. She just started becoming unwell. No, you watched her hit her head, right? You didn't report that. Maybe the reason why it was some hours later before she ended up having surgery, right? Had they actually provided that information to the EMTs, it would have potentially been able to save her life at the emergency room stage. And so I think that that's probably something that was left out intentionally.
Are the officers still working, these two?
They were never put on leave. They had these body camera videos. They had all this footage immediately. They said based on the circumstances that they weren't put on leave. But to me, the circumstances warranted them being put on leave until they could be terminated or an extraordinary amount of retraining. Because if you mess with one thing, you're human sometimes. If you messed up at every stage, at every step, every time there's an opportunity to follow protocol, to de-escalate, to provide care, to look out for a person. Once you put a person in handcuffs, they're your responsibility. You can't push a person that's propelling forward. How she can stop that, right? Everything that you do or don't do is on you. So, it's a wildly disgusting thing that we had to see, today. And so it makes all the sense why they waited all this time to show it, because they knew how bad it looked. Even the redacted copy, even the edited copy makes them look wildly guilty.
Can we get Rudy up here, please? And Rudy, talk about how tough that was. I mean, what do you think of what you just saw?
I realized why they waited so long. If they could have waited longer, they would have done that. It was, like Melissa said, it was horrific. It was damaging to my soul to watch my wife being treated the way she was because she broke a coffee cup. That was, yeah. I mean, they lost control of the situation. It's like Melissa says, maybe some retraining, maybe at the very least take them off duty until this thing is resolved. But no, they never did. They've had another shooting, another killing since.
Even if the police force took those two officers off the case, off work till this case was finally sorted, they'd still be probably like suspended with full pay. So it's not going to, apart from them not being able to hurt anybody else in this way, But, you know, to be at home sitting twiddling your thumbs all day, watching films all day and being paid for it, you know. So they probably would have been suspended with full pay. Oops. Oh, sorry. There we
A
go.
week or two. We're going on 5 months and we
Molly,
barely get ours,
stop
and
it.
that's only because they ran out of time. They could not delay anymore. If they didn't have to show it, if nobody forced them to,
No.
they wouldn't have done it.
Your wife, you said, never any problems.
I have a puddy cat here, and she's been a right little pain. She keeps on rubbing her head up against the microphone and then pressing keys with her feet on the door, on the keypad. Now she's gone in the window to get some sunshine. Hopefully she'll leave me alone.
With the law, any interactions, any arrests. I mean, she was definitely standing her ground. I mean, she believed like this was like crazy, but I mean, and you can tell she has feisty spirit. Talk about that. She's never though been in trouble.
Never. 54 years together with her, never had any interaction with any police, no arguments, nothing other than maybe a traffic stop, but I can't even remember when that may have happened. But no, in the videos, you could see her like kidding around with because they were trying to get information from her and they would say certain things and she would chuckle and because it was so ludicrous what they were asking. But she was in the right. There was nothing that she did wrong that required a identification other than her name. And a lot of falsehoods being made by her sister, who initiated the whole thing, kept telling us and kept telling news people that she did not want or consider a citizen's arrest. Total lie. It was a lie. They showed us how, yes, she wanted her arrested. And she was saying things that are a surprise and a mystification to me, telling the police that her sister had punched her in the mouth. Holy Christ.
But in the end, she said no citizen arrest. I mean, and then she even seemed surprised you were going to arrest her over a coffee cup. I mean,
they were just following their course. They were advising her as they went along, and they told her what was going to happen, but she stepped in a little bit too late. She would not allow her brother to go out to help defend her sister. You could hear him in the background telling him, let me go out, let me be with her. She came to see me. Her sister wouldn't let her go out just to be with her. Ruben, the brother, my wife would take him wherever he needed to go because she enjoyed being with him. That's the only time that she could be with him. And he enjoyed being with her. And she was just going to go and pick him up and take a little ride to go to the doctor to find out when his appointments were to maybe help out. And when my wife, Yolanda, and her brother Ruben had already agreed upon going. And so he was waiting for her, and the sister decided that she was not going to let him go. And that's where it all started. And it got worse from there. And the police officers that were involved in the arrest, detention, whatever the hell they want to call it, they should be fired if nothing else. At least take them off duty until this thing is over and done with so we can find out for certain. But to have him on duty and the female officer on duty, something's missing, something's wrong here. And then they send us off to some corporation yard where there's garbage trucks here, trucks over there. The water treatment plant is in the back. I'm sure there's plenty of room. There was plenty of room here at City Hall. I'm sure they have conference centers that you can go in. I think they knew and understood that once they showed us that video that there was going to be some outrageous comments being made. probably a lot of profanity. And that's why probably they didn't want us here, because they have just regular citizens coming in and out, and maybe they would have heard the yelling and the screaming. I try to find out how often do they have those kind of meetings and showing the videos in a crime out there in the corporation yard. And of course, everybody, I don't know. I don't know.
Not respectful.
Not at all.
Rudy, you heard Yolanda saying, call my husband. Call my husband.
Yeah, I mean, that's all she wanted, to get some reassurance, to get some kind of guidance, you know, and I wish that they would have let her so I could have just explained to everybody, I'll be down there right away. And the most outrageous thing is, never once do you hear any police officer stop and say, Mrs. Ramirez, please go home. Please. If they would have just been calm and said to her, ma'am, Mrs. Ramirez, please go home. Go home to your husband. We'll try and straighten this out. Don't come back, you know, because she doesn't want you here. The wife would have left, but nothing like that was done. And they ended up killing her over a broken coffee cup. And
Mr. Ramirez, I appreciate you sharing one. Appreciate back on this question.
Just
You
go ahead.
have been for months trying to get this, now you've seen it. How important is that for you?
Very important. It shows, part of the story. Obviously, it's redacted. They're controlling the narrative. We demanded to see the original raw footage, which they didn't honor. They're putting out their edited, produced, redacted video with context, and of course, they're going to try to, control the narrative there, as you would think. So the next step is to see the raw original video, and that'll be through a different agency.
But how important was it for you guys to see this video? You've been waiting so long.
It was important in the fact that we're getting a lot of our information from eyewitnesses to see the video, and from what the eyewitnesses, the neighbors had talked about, did match up. Obviously, I thought that all of this occurred in front of my grandmother's residence, but it was a couple houses down. It started at my grandmother's and then ended up a couple down, and just some certain details were, there were some other details in looking at the footage, but it was as troubling as a lot of the witnesses said. This was very troubling for them. And for me to watch that, I saw my mom die twice. I saw her dying back at that police car. And then I was there to witness when she took her last breath 7 days later.
Never should have happened.
Never should have happened. 72 years old, the female officer, Officer Tajia, was doing a in-depth investigation, trying to get my mom's information. Got her name. They said they couldn't run in the system, well, because she's never been in trouble with the law. So what are they expecting? I mean, you're an officer. You're supposed to assess the situation. If I look at an elderly woman, do I think that she's going to be a felon? And that's where I think my mom was kind of felt like, that they were going a little too far with that, trying to get her birthday. And she does make a comment in there like, oh, you're going to buy me a birthday present. But, this was all unnecessary. As my dad mentioned, they could have just told her to go home. At any point during that whole encounter, they didn't even call my dad or the family or anything. We had to find out from neighbors what had happened, and that's how we found out. But they're in a rush. I don't know if the city's hurting for money. They're in a rush to arrest her and tow the car. And then once they realized that this was serious, they ended up making a detainment. They're like, okay, we're not going to arrest her after all, which is super weird. This has just been a crazy, surreal experience and very unnecessary. These police officers are supposed to serve and protect, enhance the quality of life here. According to the mission statement, they did none of that. Very disturbing.
Now that you've seen the video, and I appreciate you guys sharing, what's the next step in terms of justice for your mom? Now that you've seen it firsthand, maybe you'll get an unredacted version. How does this proceed forward?
Yeah, there's going to be a couple of things. Obviously, we want to see the original raw footage. Also want to see, get a coroner's inquest. We have two differing medical examiner opinions, one from the county, and they got their information trying to protect the local law enforcement, saying that it's natural causes. And then obviously the one that we had through the Colin Kaepernick Foundation, that was an independent investigation nonprofit. He had a different take. It was homicide. So two totally different opposite ends of the spectrum. So this is why a coroner's inquest is needed, to have a trial by the jury, present all the facts and to get that out. Obviously there needs to be a type of non-police calls, alternatives for the city. My mom would probably have benefited off of that rather than having Brentwood Police Department that obviously doesn't know how to de-escalate 70-year-old plus women. To have another alternative for these types of calls, non-threatening calls, should be considered as well.
Was she a threat?
Depends on who you ask. If you're asking the police,
just say
obviously they had to handcuff her. They seem like she was a threat, but it's my mom. She's not a threat. I could see her slam a door, but other than that, she's not a threat.
Would your sister, is there anything that you would care to say? I don't know. No, this has been really tough. It's up to you. Or if anybody else wanted to say something. Sorry.
I mean,
can you just step forward?
Do you have any specific questions, I guess?
Just, how important, I know this was incredibly difficult. Just share your thoughts on what you just saw and so.
Yeah, it was the most difficult at the end when she was disoriented and you just see her kind of like
speed it up, guys.
I don't know what she was trying to do. If she's trying to contact someone or thinking she's calling somebody, but she's just going like this at the end. And it just that broke me. They're just sitting there watching her as she's going like this. Maybe she's thinking she's texting us or calling 911 for herself, but for them to just stare at her for 5+ minutes as she's doing that, it was, again, this is also unreal, and I don't know when our life just moved into an alternate dimension.
Just trying to speed it up a bit because it is quite a lengthy video for you guys.
Something like this could happen to my mom. And it was over a coffee cup and her wanting to see her brother and him wanting to see her, but my aunt not letting him come out to see her. Just, it all could have been avoided had she made a call to me, my brothers, or my dad before calling the police. It probably could have been all avoided and she'd still be here with us.
To hear your mom asking for your dad.
Yeah.
These two were inseparable, right?
Yeah. Either for us to just find out everything third hand, not even from my aunt. Never once have we heard from her at all this whole time. It's just, yeah.
I don't know if this is a tough question to ask, but was it important for you guys to see this meeting?
I mean, yeah, yes and no. Well, yes, it was important, but I know that I don't know. I did not want to watch it because I know that it would just bring everything back after all this time that we've been trying to come to terms with what happened. So it's everything's fresh again, and I think that's the worst part. So it was important for us to see it, but it did not need to take this long because now we're starting our grieving process all over again.
Describe your mom for us.
Well, she liked to have a good time. She liked to have fun and hang out with us and have drinks with me. Me and her like to go to paranormal or go to psychic shows and watch paranormal stuff. And me and her were big into all that type of thing. And now I'm the only one because my dad and brothers that's not their cup of tea. She loved my kids. She loved my other niece and nephew, her grandkids. She had the best laugh. She could start telling you a story and then start laughing and you don't know what she's talking about, but you laugh with her just because her laugh was that infectious.
I miss her so much.
Yeah. I talk to her every day.
What do you want her to know? You guys are keep fighting.
Yeah. That we're fighting and that she needs to watch over us.
And what would you say to those officers?
I don't have words for them. I try to always look for the best in people, and I don't know that there's any in them for what happened. It was all, again, unnecessary. It didn't need to happen to her.
72 years old.
They should be ashamed of themselves. They should not be police officers. They should not be public servants. Community deserves way better than this. 72-year-old woman doesn't make any sense. Like, if you can't de-escalate a 72-year-old woman, shouldn't be a police officer.
So shame on you.
Shame on them.
Mind if I share some words? My name is Hermaine Ambries, and this is my family. Man, I'm tired of y'all seeing tears. I'm angry. I've been in this community I'm third generation out here. And like they said in the past, there's grandmother's name, mother's name on schools. We have deep roots in this city, you know? And for y'all to bring people, cowboys and rangers that shoot and bang, bang. I'm teaching my kid to put his hands on the freaking dashboard so he doesn't get killed. Now I gotta tell my mom to put her hands on her freaking walking cane so she doesn't get killed? That's bullcrap. I'm pissed. This could have been avoided. I've met many of you rangers and you cowboys that run around here at these bars and they want to act all tough. We don't need that. We need community people who are involved with people who give a damn about this city and its people. Not because you want to cover something up because you made a mistake. You made a mistake and fess up to it like you're taught if you had a good mother to teach you right and wrong. You don't go hide it. And if you have a heart, then you need to understand where we come from and where this pain comes from. It's not that I'm just jumping out of my boots to raise ruckus and cause problems and mean mug cops or flip them off or whatever I need to do. It's because y'all did something to our family. We don't get to come home and see her no more smiling and having a good time. You heard the stories, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of dealing with these cowboy outlaws that run around thinking that they could just go over here and bang, bang, and that's not cool. That's not the way we were raised. We were raised to de-escalate. We were raised to have a friendly face, shake a hand, say what's up to a neighbor, come out, barbecue, have a great time. You ask anybody in this community, that's our family. All the time. It's never been all these thugs and this and that. We have elders that did raise us right. So do the right thing and have heart and have compassion. Most of all, you definitely need to have some type of empathy for us. That's it.
What's your name, sir?
Hermaine Ambries.
Can you spell that, please?
Yes, it's Hermain, last name Ambries, Ambriz.
Is this your aunt or your?
This is my aunt, my uncle, my cousins.
So sorry.
Yeah, one of the common denominators, the city attorney, Katie Winitsky, she's accepting an assistant city attorney position with Pleasanton. We came to find out that that position was made public in November. So that tells you something.
You suggested she's leaving because of this?
I have the feeling in my gut tells me yes. I mean, just the whole time and everything. Why would you take a step down in a position? And obviously this incident happened on September 26th. It wasn't until November when the media got a hold of the story and the public did that she ended up applying for a different position.
Maybe last question for Melissa. Now that you guys have seen the video,
I'm sorry. Did you want to say something? I'm sorry.
My name is Paul Ramirez. Yolanda was my sister-in-law, and I think that the person central to this is Officer Aaron Peachman, who's the president of the Policemen Union Association. And something that we need to be very clear about: this was an assault of a woman, an elderly citizen, with violence. If you take him out of his uniform and you see that anywhere else in our community, that's an abuser.
Right back, guys.
That's domestic violence. And against women, against an elderly grandmother, 72 years old. And the fourth, in terms of, and it seems to be interested in that footage, the video, is that all of a sudden he switched. And basically, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you because you're going to jail. And it was as if he was trying to teach her a lesson. And when you think about it, it's like, why did this happen? I wanted to make a citizen arrest. No, I didn't. Vandalism. What was the vandalism? She was kicking my door. The Peachman looked at the door. There's no damage. Well, we can't. That's not vandalism.
Oops,
well, she broke my coffee cup. Peachman goes, how much is that coffee cup worth? She goes, $12.
Nearly
And,
finished,
okay, that's what we're
guys.
going to go with. So an argument between two 70-plus-year-old sisters, elderly citizens, and you get this brute force to be used against a woman? That's the worst man on the face of this earth. To use your physical force to what? Prove a point? To show them that I'm in charge? I control this? Is the biggest violation of a man against a woman and a human being. And there was no cause, as my brother said from the very beginning, there was no need for this. And the horrific period of anguish of 5 months. And that to see an edited version and their narrative. And so again, as I'm saying, I think there's a lot of people that need to answer for this and be held accountable, and transparency needs to be a main point.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Francisco Ramirez. I'm Yolanda's son. The police have put out a statement saying that they followed a protocol. I didn't see none of that in the video. But I'm asking the public for help if they can email the district attorney, DA's office at ContraCostaDA.org, and ask them to initiate a coroner's inquest for my mom and possible criminal prosecution against the police officers, or at least get them off duty. Thank you.
Listen, maybe last question to you. Again, thank you to the family for sharing. Now that you've seen this, you go back to the DA and what do you think to them now?
Where are the charges? You know, and at this point, there's enough evidence. You see them intentionally shove her head strikes, another intentional act to shove her into the car outside of policy where her head is struck again. You're denying her water. You're essentially leaving her in the car to pass away. And so there's sufficient evidence on those body camera videos to support criminal charges. So now it's time for her to do her job, which we know that it's not easy to file charges against police officers. It's very, she faced a recall last time that she filed charges against the police officer, but that officer was convicted and she wasn't recalled. And so there's support for prosecution of police officers in extreme circumstances. And this is one of those extreme circumstances. You have a 72-year-old woman who's physically injured, used force against a person when you shouldn't, and caused them to be deceased. That's what her job is. So we're hoping that she will actually follow the law and charge, because this is one of those unique situations where it's warranted.
And obviously there's a lawsuit too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a federal civil rights lawsuit that's just getting started. We'll have a chance to review all of the footage. Their coroner, who had his odd view of the situation, he'll have to go under oath and acknowledge that he was never told that she had struck her head, that he didn't see camera footage, that he was never told what actually happened leading up to her becoming medically unwell.
So that's been filed? Is the lawsuit?
Yeah, the lawsuit's been filed in the Northern District Federal Court. We filed it on the first of the year. So that'll get rolling. That'll be getting rolling any minute.
Thank you so much.
There was no discussion after watching the video, right? They said, here's the video, thank you, goodbye. That was it.
That was it. No, he's like, we're only going to play this once. And then he rolled it, and then then it was over, and there wasn't any more talking, and they kind of escorted us out. So yeah, there wasn't I would have sort of expected, whether it was well received or not, right? I would have expected at least the offer of something that you would say to the people, whether you thought your officers were in the wrong or not. Somebody has died, right? There's a family who's been grieving and waiting all of these months, and so there was no address, the lack of humanity, I guess, was shown when they asked us to go to the waste treatment facility, and it sort of, the disrespect just sort of continued without even the offer of any sort of maybe frivolous, but those words surprisingly mean a lot to people when they're actually in the room with you and they don't, and then they get them, and then to not hear them, it's like those were just words. It doesn't mean that you're guilty. It's not admission of anything, right? I've seen shootings where there were terrible circumstances where the chiefs would still offer a condolence. It's such a simple, thing to acknowledge the dignity of the human life that was lost. So we didn't, unfortunately, it cost nothing. It would have, couldn't be used against you, and yet we still couldn't even get in any of it. We couldn't even get a small talk, I guess, would have said.
The cowards, they had extra police officers in there, in the room with their guns, and I was like, firearms are necessary in here? Very troubled the way they're handling everything.
Well, listen, the Ramirez family, guys, thank you for sharing.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Talks a lot.
Right, so guys.
In the case of a 72
Oh, a minute.
two-year-old Brentwood woman who died after an interaction with police.
Now, for the first time, we are seeing video of police arriving at the woman's sister's home. She's the one who had called police for a family dispute. ABC 7 News I-Team reporter Melanie Woodrow is here with the video you will see only on 7.
And Daniel
Trying to
Ramirez's sister
do
Sylvia
the
tells
video
me
large.
she didn't want her sister to be arrested. She wanted accountability. A responding officer was explaining to Sylvia that
It's
to
not
make a
letting me
citizen's
enlarge
arrest for
the video,
allegations police
guys.
didn't personally witness when the situation took a dramatic turn.
Yolanda Ramirez's
Yeah,
sister
it's not letting
Sylvia
me do
talked to
it.
me through a window screen and didn't want to appear on camera. She showed me this video of police arriving at her home September 26th after she called them to report a family disturbance. Sylvia says Yolanda said she was there to pick up her brother Ruben for a medical appointment, but Sylvia says Ruben didn't have a medical appointment and she didn't want him to leave with Yolanda. She says Yolanda was kicking and pounding on the door, so she
It's
called
only for
police.
3 minutes,
That's
guys.
Police Officers Association President Aaron Peachman arriving at the home. He went inside to talk to Sylvia, and another officer stayed outside with Yolanda, who sat down in the passenger seat of her vehicle. When Yolanda walked over to the driver's side of her vehicle, the officer called out to Officer Peachman that she was fleeing. As he ran out of the home, Sylvia stopped the video and wouldn't show me the rest. This other video was taken from across the street and shows the officers cuffing Yolanda. Neighbor Karina asked that I not show her face on camera or give her last name.
She was just like, why are you doing this? Like, you're hurting me.
Police say that Yolanda was fleeing.
No, she was not fleeing.
What makes you say that?
Because she was with the cops the entire time. But having two police officers for a 72-year-old lady kind of like manhandling her like that, it seemed a little excessive.
This video doesn't capture what happened when officers took Yolanda, now cuffed, down the block to a patrol vehicle parked across the street from Ashley Jeglum's home.
She was complaining about her cuffs, how her cuffs were too tight. And then they were telling her to get in the car. And she didn't want to get in the car. I mean, who's going to want to get in the cop car, right? She's 72 years old. So they're trying to force her in. And then she says she can get in by herself. They weren't listening to her. So they like forced her into the side of the car. And then the female cop went around the other side of the car and pulled her in the rest of the way and then shut the door. They were being pretty rough for a 72-year-old lady. She's not going to outrun you. She's not a threat to you. If you can't handle a 72-year-old elderly woman, maybe you should find a new line of work.
According to Brentwood Police, while in the patrol vehicle, Yolanda appeared to be having a medical issue, and police immediately contacted medical personnel. Her family took her off life support the following week. Jeglum says officers left Yolanda alone in the vehicle
for at least 45 minutes. While they were out here talking.
Police towed Yolanda's vehicle on this tow form listing PC 148, willful resistance, as the reason.
She's already at her family's house. Just leave her car there. What did they need to investigate in the vehicle?
While the DA's office is investigating, Jeglum and every neighbor I spoke to told me no police officer or DA's office investigator has interviewed them.
From what I know, nobody has come to talk to any of the witnesses that live on this street.
An attorney for Officer Peachman has said, quote, "We are confident that the district attorney's investigation will show that Officer Peachman acted appropriately and well within departmental policy and the law."
Prayers for the family. You know, it's pretty sad.
It's not clear why Sylvia wouldn't show me the rest of that video that a camera at her home captured. She wouldn't say. The DA's office investigation could take up to 6 months.
This afternoon, breaking news. A man.
I will try and find the latest. Let me bring Yolanda back up. Just trying to find the latest of it while I've got you here. Please. Oh, this is police statement. It's 59 seconds long. Just see if I can get it to play. I might as well play it while I've got you here. Can't get that flipping advert off. Right, let me just wait a minute. Bear with, I've got to wait for an advert to finish. This one's Brentwood Police explains the incident. Come on, advert, go away. Right, a minute. Let me do this full screen for you guys. I need to share it here, don't I? Stop that screen and share that screen. This is quite a big show for me today, guys. I think this is one of my longest yet. I hope you appreciate it, and feel free to buy me a cup of coffee because I'm poor. I'm only drinking water at the moment, ice water at that. I always drink ice water, even if I'm freezing cold. Right, so let me get this full screen for you.
Story we exposed.
Sorry about the
Brentwood police are
quality.
responding to complaints after a 72-year-old grandmother died in their custody. The family of Yolanda Ramirez says she died last month after officers took her into custody. Today, police released a statement regarding that incident. The department says Ramirez was involved in a family dispute. Police were called in, and she attempted to leave the scene when officers arrived. This is what they said. Officers detained Ms. Ramirez, and after being secured in a patrol vehicle, officers noticed she appeared to be having a medical issue. Ms. Ramirez was promptly released from police custody and transported by medical personnel to a local hospital. Ramirez died days later. Brentwood Police says the district attorney's office is investigating this death per county policy. The department will release body cam footage and dash cam footage. Ramirez's
Dash
family
cam.
has filed a civil
I
rights
haven't got
claim
dash cam
against the
footage.
department.
Right, so let me go back to that one. Stop that one. Come off that one. Let me just see if there's anything more updates since the thing 4 months ago. Oh, I think we've seen that one. Let me just double check. Let me just hear it. A minute. Yeah, this is slightly different, guys. Like I said, you're here, so I might as well do it while you're here, aren't I? Let me share this screen. Won't be a second. Facebook video. Right. Can't enlarge it, I don't think. Here we go.
Well, the family's attorney says Yolanda Ramirez suffered a skull fracture and blunt force trauma to her head. They say they're ringing in the new year by demanding accountability and justice.
Justice for Yolanda! Justice for Yolanda!
He's out there, he gets to go home to his wife and kiss her and hug her after he killed mine.
Rudy Ramirez is heartbroken and wants answers over the death of his wife of 54 years. 72-year-old Yolanda Ramirez died after a run-in with Brentwood police. On New Year's Day, her family gathered outside the department after filing a federal civil rights lawsuit against the city.
They took away the mother of my kids. They took away the grandmother of my grandkids. And for what? Because he snapped, because he didn't have the decency to treat her like a person.
Video shows Brentwood police confronting Yolanda on September 26. Her family says officers used force to get her in the back of a patrol car. She died a week later. One of the officers involved was Aaron Peachman, president of the Brentwood Police Union.
How can a 72-year-old grandmother, never in trouble with the law, no criminal past, die in their custody? Doesn't make sense.
Yolanda had gone to her brother's home on Broderick Drive to take him to a doctor's appointment. She got into an argument with her sister there and police were called. Police have said Yolanda tried to run away when they arrived. The family says an officer grabbed her violently, pushed her to her knees on the sidewalk, then told her to get up before she was handcuffed and then moved toward a police car. That's when witnesses say the officer hit her head on the window of the police car before she was dragged into the vehicle.
Never had any contact with the law until the day the law killed her.
Civil rights attorney Melissa Knoll filed the lawsuit against the city.
She was walking and they snatched her and she immediately started yelling out in pain and telling them that they were hurting her and they ignored her. In fact, they treated her like she was some sort of a gang member, pushing her down the street, cursing at her.
Now, this lawsuit was e-filed today, which is a holiday. I did not hear back from the police chief or the city attorney.
Right, so that's that one. I shall shortly end this stream now. Put Yolanda back up there. Yeah, so please put in the comments what you think on this video and how it should have been handled, or if you think the police officers are right, because everyone has different opinions, yeah? So, you know, I think personally, she wasn't a threat to them. She wasn't going to go running 10 miles down the road. Admittedly, she was going to get in her car, but she didn't once she realized she was detained. But I do think, even though they couldn't check her identity because she wouldn't give the date of birth of her, I do think they still treated her on the rough side. I really do. There was no need for that, you know, and I hope when I get that age, if I ever get into trouble with the law, that I'm not treated that way, because I would hope my family would stick up for me as well. I will check if I can find any court hearings, and then I'll do an update. So if you click like and subscribe, if there's any updates, you're notified, and then you can watch the updates whenever you want to. So I really appreciate you all being with me today. This is my longest video ever of 1 hour 34 minutes. Usually I do between half hour and maybe an hour, or just slightly past the hour. But this was interesting to me, and I had to get her story out there. You know, we got to give her Yolanda a voice. I normally say I need to give voices to children because they're voiceless, but Yolanda needed someone sticking up for her. You know, she had none of her family there, like her husband or her other related family there. Her sister didn't seem to give a damn, you know, why she hadn't been taken away, etc. So, you know, I feel sorry in one way for the sister. She's probably full of remorse and regret now. She probably sees it as being a bit on the petty side. But I guess if you're in a stressful situation and you're having a conflict with your sister, maybe the first thing you do is reach for the phone to phone the police, because you think the police can come and, you know, sort the argument out, disperse the situation. But the police didn't need to treat her like that. They really, really, really didn't need to treat Yolanda like that. So please, as I said, like and subscribe. I really would appreciate that. And if you can share this story, because this was the first time I heard of this morning, and this has been going on since last year. And if you fancy buying me a coffee, just go to the website, buymeacoffee.com/Kathy P, and you can choose how much you would like to pay for my cup of coffee. And yeah, so that's all good. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for staying with me. I do appreciate it. It makes all my hard work more worthwhile. Thanks again. See you, darlings.